Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Ripple Labs is leading a $1 billion fundraise to establish XRP-centered treasury. Okay guys, let's get into it. Okay, you love to see it, the reason why I'm covering this, to be honest with you, well obviously of course it's news, but again, I'm just trying to reinforce the fact of what people have in terms of concerns of Ripple just abandoning XRP. I said this before and I'll say it again. I don't ever see that happening. I really don't. I think people need to understand the magnitude of what XRP can play to Ripple if they make XRP a success, right? And so for XRP, for Ripple, it's a key component. Like this will be pretty much paramount to their success. I'm not saying that they can't be successful without XRP, but I think they'll have a much harder time, right? I think that's pretty safe to say. And so this is great. Like this is showing you, one, they really believe they've got interest to be able to do this, this XRP treasury. And two, as I just said, you know, they are still concentrating on trying to make XRP a success. They are still trying to get XRP adopted. And so let's just get into some of this then, the key points. So key takeaways: Ripple Labs plans to raise $1 billion to launch its own XRP-focused digital asset treasury. The initiative comes after US government-led DAT plans were shelved. At least 8 to 10 companies have already signaled interest in participating. So very interesting there. Ripple Labs, the blockchain payments company behind the XRP token, is moving to establish an independent XRP treasury as institutional adoption of digital asset treasuries, in brackets DATs, accelerates globally. So yeah, we're getting to that point now where obviously institutional and global adoption, like mass adoption, is coming. Like I think it's pretty safe to say that now. You can clearly see it, like the governments, etc., like all, you know, starting to implement crypto technology, you know, in different ways. So it's quite clear where this is going now, right? And as they've just said, there is a lot of companies now doing these treasuries with cryptos. Like this is happening across the board. Many companies. I've seen many are already doing, you know, XRP treasuries themselves. And so, you know, as I've said before, XRP is a top 3 cryptocurrency. Well, I'm not sure if that's changed now actually, because was it BNB that overtook XRP? So I don't know if that's still the case, but I know at that point that there was a stage very recently where BNB took over it. But still, you know, let's just say top 5 then. XRP is still a top 5 cryptocurrency. So if you're looking in terms of, you know, creating an ETF, doing a treasury, which cryptos are you going to go with? It's obvious that you're going to go with cryptos within the top 5, right? Because you know that they've got huge demand there. They've got huge liquidity there. You know, they're tested, they're proven. It's already a no-brainer. So, of course, you're going to go with XRP as one of them. And, you know, let's not make no mistake here. XRP it's proven itself, right, over time. We know what the XRP ledger can do. It's been around for a long enough time. It's got everything that you could need in a network, you know, to do a lot of things like tokenization, DeFi, cross-border payments, decentralized exchange. You know, there's a lot of things that you can use and use cases you can create off of the back of XRP. Okay, just a bit further in regards to this. So $1 billion treasury could cement XRP's place among institutions. The plan comes months after the White House floated, then quickly abandoned the idea of a federally supported digital asset treasury holding Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Cardano. With this DAT, Ripple is carving out its own path at a time when Bitcoin and Ethereum have dominated most DAT initiatives. If successful, Ripple's new fund would become the largest XRP-focused treasury vehicle to date, easily surpassing Trident Digital's $500 million initiative. Yeah, so I'm not so sure about the whole thing about saying Bitcoin and Ethereum have been dominant. I mean, I get why they would say that, because again, Bitcoin's the top, the number 1 cryptocurrency, and Ethereum is number 2. So I get that just from a logical perspective, but XRP's had quite a lot. But look, I don't want to come from this like from a blind you know, biased perspective. Like I understand that maybe I'm just not knowing the numbers, and maybe if I was to know the numbers it would be Bitcoin and Ethereum. But yeah, I just thought that you know, XRP had quite a lot of success as well. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, this is where Ripple are taking matters into their own hands. And I think that's a great idea. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, if the government are not gonna go ahead with their digital asset treasury, then yeah, create your own, you know. And like, as they said here, they've got 8 to 10 companies already showing interest. And look, that doesn't mean that it has to be only 8 to 10. Like, it could be way more as well. It could get bigger, right? As things get more, you know, more towards the date of it actually happening going forward. So the demand is there. So again, that shows you that not only is this something that Ripple could do, this could be a great success for them, right? And as it says here, this could cement XRP's place among institutions. So this could be really big. So look, we'll see how this goes. This is definitely something to keep an eye on, but I think this is a huge positive, and I like the fact that Ripple are just being proactive at this point. Like, you know, look, we're not going to just wait on the government and the president, etc., to do their treasuries. We'll just create one ourselves. Yeah, good. That's a positive thing. Like, be proactive. Don't just be waiting for things to come and happen. Make things happen, right? That's what you do with a business. And so I think this is something that obviously shows that Ripple are still fighting for XRP's success. Clearly they are. And so if you ever have doubts, like, just understand that, like, Ripple have the most to gain from XRP's success and also the most to lose. So it wouldn't make sense for them to just give up on XRP. It really wouldn't. So I can't say for 100% certainty that they won't, because obviously I can't tell the future. But what I'm saying is, I'm as confident as I can be that they wouldn't give it up, because it just wouldn't make sense to. It wouldn't really make sense for them to just be like, forget XRP. You know, I think they will always support XRP, even to a minimal degree. Like, but I don't even think it'll be minimal. I think they will continue fighting because, again, they have the most to gain, right? They really have the most to gain from making XRP successful. And the fact that it's a top 3, or let's say top 5 cryptocurrency with a huge community, an ecosystem, liquidity, it's already there. Like, if they can just get it over that finish line of really, you know, solidify its place, yeah, it's going to be massive. So, like, they're in a great position right now already, being a top 5 cryptocurrency. So that already gives them a very good chance of being successful. So yeah, to me, I think this is great, and I'll continue to keep an eye on it, guys. But as I said, Ripple are going to continue to try and make XRP a success to the best of their ability. That just makes sense. So hope this has helped and give you a bit more information. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Take care.